You Like It Darker. Episode 4. Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream. Take 1.
Hopefully, only take.
Yeah. Full GKBC here to talk about this. People have really enjoyed this series so far, and I actually had a comment that said you need to get back to that. So here we are, and that was you, Tad. I remember. We're back. So you got me. You always have me. If you ever get tired of me, let me know, and I'll be behind the camera filming somebody else. But you got me. Camera person needs to wake up.
Hello.
The daughter. Mickey. Our ancient mariner.
Yes. Ancient more every day.
And then AJ and Merlin.
Merlin! He needs to wake up.
Merlin!
Half an eye.
There's an eye.
Yeah, he kind of moved.
Merlin!
Merlin!
Kitty boy!
There we
Get
go.
your tongue going.
Kitty boy!
Get that tongue going.
Kitty boy.
Kitty boy.
Oh, he's not in the mood.
Oh, he knows what that means.
Look.
Look, he's leaving.
Mom, quick, get Mickey, he's leaving.
Nope, it's too late.
Too late.
Did you see that face? He knows what kitty boy means.
He's gone. Alright, so we're going to talk about this. You can leave that on either you, Emily, or my mom. The daughter's over there just shaking her head no. So it's going to be on the Grozmother.
Aw.
You're going to be the focal point of this video.
Oh.
And we're going to talk about Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream, which we finished reading 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the Grozmother has been delaying us and postponing. So we finally got her here to do this. And there's no migraines.
Oh, you're gonna get killed with that, yeah.
Yep, one of these times
I'll give
she's
you a
going to
stick.
have enough.
Actually, I do have a migraine today.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I'm
Yay.
sucking it up.
We're working through it today. But yeah, let's talk about that. Whoever wants to start, go ahead. I've done the over-bloated intro.
Well, my cats like my books. And this one, apparently they liked more than ever, which we don't know why, but they shredded the pages, and they actually took bites out of these right there. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe they know something I don't. So it was kind of interesting anyways. Chansey was like on this, digging his back feet in, trying to rip it apart and chew on it.
It's not that bad of a book.
Well, no.
No, not yet.
I thought maybe it smelled really good or something. You know, cats are funny.
I mean, this was actually a really good story.
It was.
This was my favorite story out of this book, and it didn't feel like something Stephen King would write.
I agree.
I agree.
It really didn't, because I know he's really good at short fiction and stuff, but this one actually felt complete. Like it had a satisfying, sorry Hamilton, but it had a satisfying ending. A nice fast-paced story. Good characters that in 150 pages were very fleshed out. I mean, this is actually what he's good at.
Yeah.
He needs to stick to this.
Right.
Like, between 1 and 200 pages.
Right. He did not drag out anything.
No.
No, he didn't.
And I mean, it wasn't like, here, we're going to save the conclusion that you've been waiting for 950 pages for these last 5.
Right.
I mean, it was very well done.
And it had a big swing that you didn't expect.
Oh, didn't it though? I actually, and they know that there's going to be spoilers, so we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
I actually thought that there could have been 2 really awesome swerves near the end.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that it would have been something if Danny actually did it.
Yes.
For 1, and then for 2, it would have been even crazier if the detective that was chasing him, because he was so sure that Danny did it, if the detective had done it.
I thought of that too.
You
I
know?
like that one better. I was hoping Danny really didn't do it because I liked him.
I did.
He was a very likable character.
Yeah.
I did.
It just
too.
I think the reason this story hits so hard and that people that, well, at least the four obviously very different minds here liked it, is because in a normal book or TV show, because you guys all watch a lot of crime shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a normal thing, it would have been Danny. You know,
Right,
he
right.
wouldn't have remembered doing it or whatever. You know what I mean? But King didn't do that. He gave you the randomity, I don't know if that's a real word,
It's close enough.
but of reality. Because a lot of times, crimes that we read about are committed by just nobody, right?
Right.
It's not usually somebody that you know, or somebody, or the person that you're following, or am I making sense with that?
Yeah, it was a good twist for it to just be someone that wasn't involved.
Right, it was just some rando
Mhm.
that just, you know, was a killer.
Mhm.
I mean, I liked that, and I think that's why it hit so hard. You know, he didn't try to force a actual twist on us. You know, the twist was that there is no twist.
Right.
Yeah, that was interesting.
The guy just had a precognitive dream, or a cognitive dream, or whatever, not pre, I guess. And the cop didn't believe him.
Yep.
That's all it was. I was blown away by how insane the cop was at the end.
That's the twist I was talking about. How off the deep end he ended up going.
But he cared so much about the victims, and they don't anymore. And
Right.
I mean,
19.
victims don't have any rights at all. Yeah, that number thing he did was cool.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, he'd just like spit out
Yeah.
a number that was like the chair thing.
Yeah, that was weird.
I didn't.
In his
something
steps.
with schizos for sure.
He's got problems.
It was definitely
Well, he had problems.
Yeah, he had problems.
He
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's in the title. It's gonna say spoilers ahead.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm being funny.
But I can't remember. Let me look at it real quick while you guys talk.
Oh.
Now, if this was like any other author, who thought that Danny would have ended up with the female cop?
You know, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a lot of Steve's books, oh yeah, there'd be this little bit at the end. Well, me and so and so dated for a couple of months, but it was just like, you know, the PTSD thing of the situation,
Mm-hmm.
like he did in exam room or no autopsy room, whatever, where the guy comes to and, you know, that he dates the doctor for a little while, but.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy. That's funny. We were on the same thing. I was happy he didn't do that.
Me too.
I still sensed something there, though. I saw something there.
Well, he can't stop himself. I mean, he still is what he is.
There's still
Well-
a boob. There's always going to be a boob line.
Somewhere,
And
yeah.
there is. There was one, a big one, yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying. Any other author would have really, and I know Stephen King does sometimes, but they really would have. Oh, Danny and I just can't
Ella.
think. Ella ended up getting married and all of this happily ever after crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I was very happy that didn't happen.
me too.
Mm-hmm.
41.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Well, I found so many, and I really tried hard. Maybe that was it. I found so many references to every character, and I had such fun with this that I wrote them all through here, and then I went back and put cards by everyone so I wouldn't forget them. There were that many.
Well,
Because
I only
usually
found
I don't do that.
I only found one.
Well, in the beginning, he's talking about this mangy dog, so I figured Cujo,
It works.
the mangy dog that's mean, and then we went up here and we're talking about the library.
Oh
And
yeah.
another benefit of summer vacation. So even though this isn't his book, I thought of Summer of Night because it's close.
A lot of it takes place in the summer.
It does. Yes,
So-
it does. I've got that one here too somewhere. And then I have
Some of it.
Yes.
yeah, and here he is. Now that his drinking days are over,
That would be Jack.
that would be Jack, and he doesn't even sleep in on the weekends. So that was kind of interesting. Because that's something you do. You try to sleep really hard when you have hangovers and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't let you.
I was also happy that they're kind of subtle, because he restrained himself, because you could just see that as a point where Danny, to get over his hangovers, chews aspirin.
Yeah.
You know, just like Jack.
Yep.
Or rubs his face with a handkerchief or something. Right?
Mhm.
I mean, he could have done that, but he didn't. I liked that. He restrained himself a little bit.
And they're on their way to the library again, so I wrote down here, why don't they just put the bushes in there?
Oh, I'm happy they didn't.
Because this is, I think the library sounds just fine, and that's that Mr. Jalbert, and I thought, maybe he knows about the bushes, you know? You don't never know about characters, right?
Right.
And that's someplace he might think, oh boy.
Now, I really enjoyed this story, but reading it made me mad. With, like,
Why?
them trying to accuse him so bad, that made me mad.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he's trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
And just because it was dead on, I mean, that's a thing that really gets me now in, like, a lot of fiction, by the way. You know? Because how many, maybe not so much for AJ, because she kind of sticks to true crime and stuff. But how many things have you watched or read, and this isn't just for us here, it's for the people watching too, to comment if you want, where everybody spent their whole lives with these monster fiction things, or stuff like this where it's paranormal or whatever you want to call this, and then, but yet they're all so, well, that's just in the movies, and they need to be convinced that, you know, the guy might actually have seen something in his dream, or there's zombies out there, or it actually is a vampire. I mean, do we really always need to have that plot line or trope or whatever in there where the people who are important need to be convinced all the time?
No.
I mean, seriously, if in our world, if, let's just use zombies, if they came up and started eating people, we would accept it. We'd be like, okay, well, we're inundated, and we've been inundated with it for so long that, well, yeah, it's happening. You know, I mean, you might disbelieve for a minute until you saw it, but it wouldn't be like in the books that, or the TV shows that you watch, where everybody's like, oh, I don't know, and then all the way near the end, all the way through the whole story, they're just like, nope. That always gets me.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need that long of them learning that they might be wrong and that the world isn't in a neat little box. Anyway.
And the poor dog, I'm sorry, it's a stray, it's a motley mess. It's eating, you know, but it doesn't know that it's eating someone. But it's just the way they talked about it. Yes, what happened to the dog? Danny actually cared what happened to the dog.
Right.
Oh, no, it was destroyed, and they couldn't wait for animal control, so you know they just shot it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just gives me the chills because they can do that, and that's awful.
I'm trying to find it, because the one thing that I saw... Hey, the price for regular gas is $1.09.
Yeah.
10 plus 9 is 19.
Yep.
But somewhere in here, and I can't remember where, I apologize, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody in here had the name Danvers. Oh, no, here it is. He searches for more info about the Hilltop Texaco and finds none. Only Hilltop Bakery in Des Moines, Hilltop Subaru in Danvers, Massachusetts. And there's Danvers again. Now, that's not his character, right? That's from Rebecca. But he talks about Mrs. Danvers a lot in Bag of Bones. So that's almost kind of like a Stephen King connection.
Yeah, and the search warrant for 919 Oak Drive.
There's 19 again.
There's 19 again. So that was really interesting. I
73.
thought.
Checking something.
42.
I don't want to make myself look like an
Okay.
idiot.
No, I don't have any notes on this.
The only note I really wrote down was the Danvers thing. I figured I would just wing it.
Oh.
Because I didn't catch, you know, I always look for like more specific. But that's interesting that you could kind of connect to just about everything with just the normal story.
Yeah.
What are you
it was
doing?
really something.
Alright, what if Danny is Danny Torrance, who, this is an alternate universe where he changed his name and left?
Yeah, this is an alternate universe because he had a drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still got the shine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep,
But
the
it doesn't
little girl.
work. It doesn't work unless he's asleep now.
Right.
The
'Cause-
little girl that lives in the other trailer, right?
Because he fought with because he fought Rose.
So what if that's this?
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
I don't have anything else really.
I don't.
I just thought it was a very well done, I guess, novella length. Wasn't really a short story at 153 pages.
I can't wait to see the movie they make out of it.
That somebody probably will.
I
'Cause-
hope they don't mess it up. I like it.
Right,
It
because
is.
I mean it's like tailor made for one of those movies.
Yeah.
I just don't let Mike Flanagan get a hold of it.
No.
Hint, Stephen King, be picky on who you let do an adaptation of your story here.
Yeah, not just anybody, because this one can be something. I mean, we're stuck with stupid. I think it's stupid Mike Flanagan on Life of Chuck.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks he's like the greatest thing to do Stephen King adaptations,
He butchered Dr. Sleep.
and yeah, and it's just like he's garbage. He's just garbage.
I almost could see them making this like a series.
Maybe like a limited time one.
Yeah,
It
not
would-
like
It would have to be like an 8-episode miniseries,
Yeah.
because if you go too far, then they're just gonna like create new storylines, which we don't want.
no.
He has another dream, and
No, I didn't mean that. Like just this dream though,
yeah, that would be
because there's no indication that he has more.
right. It's just the two.
Yep.
Not with Dr. Sleep. Like there was much to butcher there in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was a crappy story.
Mm-hmm. It had potential. We've already talked about that though.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
I'm good.
Let's see. See, and I know you might remember me telling you this, but no one else here would remember this, but obviously Stephen King has read classic horror, because Manitou is the name of Graham Masterson's very first book, and he uses it a lot as where someone lives.
Right.
And that's not what a Manitou is, and I won't spoil it for anybody that hasn't read it. But obviously, he did that just to throw that in and say, hey, guess what? I've read this great book as anybody else.
I'm very
Did-
cultured.
Did you know that you've got that name wrong,
What name?
Graham Masterson?
Why?
It's not Graham Masterson. It's Graham Masterton.
Aw.
Well, you should say it how you like to say
Well,
it.
no,
Yes.
no. I'm just saying I've heard it as Graham Masterson my whole life.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But then these people are talking about it, and then I have one of the books, and
Uh-huh.
it's Masterton.
It
Oh,
could be.
Interesting.
No, it is.
I think Masterson flows better off the tongue.
It does with me, because I tend to do that with a lot of things. I add letters. And my thing with Danny would be, I would never help cops do anything. I'm sorry. That girl's already dead. Nothing he does is going to change anything. You know? The
Well-
worst thing you can do is go help the police.
I mean, because the first thing they're going to do
Uh-huh.
is how can we pin it on the person who just wants to help,
Yeah, poor guy.
which is so counterproductive.
It is.
Now, I'm the little brother in this who shot him. I actually felt really bad for him.
That poor kid.
He was like in a fog and that.
Well,
Yeah,
he
that was
believed the
weird.
narrative that the cop, Jarblin, or I can't.
Something with a J, maybe.
What is a J? I just can't.
Jalbert.
Jalbert.
Jalbert. He believed the narrative that Jalbert was forcing
Mhm.
with these scandal rags, and I mean, that was really sad
Mhm.
because now that kid's life is over,
Mm-hmm.
and now that just means that those parents lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope that they don't put too much blame on him.
Well, he's probably going to just be in an asylum for the rest of his life because he's still attempted murder and assault with a deadly weapon.
Right.
A projectile throwing device.
Okay.
That's what people who want to be monetized
Mm-hmm.
call guns.
Oh.
They can't say gun or killed. They unalived somebody. I've seen some really big
No.
channels do that, and it's like, you're so stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can't even say suicide.
Listen, we don't want money. We don't care. We're just here for the joy and entertainment.
Yep.
I want money. I don't care. about
What top 5? That one channel that's like top 5 unknown or something
With the two, yeah, with the two people.
with the siblings. They say that all the time. They can't say the actual words. Suicide is they unalived themselves, and a gun with a bullet is a projectile firing or projectile throwing device that they were hit with a projectile from that. It's like, are you're killing me? Oh, I'm sorry, you're unaliving me.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. We don't have a whole lot of time left on the
Well,
thing.
basically, I actually like this thing, and it reminded me of Needful Things. I don't know if anybody will remember that, but she's over there helping this late, what's his name's mother, hang up the clothes with clothespins in their backyard. And we all know that what part Wilma's clothespins and clothes on the line meant to Needful Things. I mean, she killed that one guy because of it,
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Dolores Claiborne.
Yes, the pins.
6 pins, Dolores, not 5.
My mother was like that, It had to be just right. Otherwise she'd yank it down and I'd be doing it over. Which it doesn't sound like much, but
We'll get to redo things.
there's just some more 19s in here. It's okay.
Well, that's his thing.
Yeah.
The whole world is 19.
And the little girl,
Mm.
I really liked her. I mean, I'm not going to repeat this horrible line that she said, but what a cool thing to get involved with, She actually stuck up for him.
I was very disappointed in his neighbors and stuff.
Well, I was extra disappointed in the girl that he was kind of not really almost dating.
Becky.
Yeah.
I mean, she knew him, and then she made it seem like her daughter wasn't safe with him all of a sudden.
Yeah. Don't speak to him in the road even.
I mean, he's been helping you take care of her for years. You are. This story also showed the worst in everything.
Yep.
The worst of so many different things. I mean, like you said, the neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one guy was trying to be nice about it, but he still believed it.
He did. You could tell. They said that's the type of person that whatever the police do is right.
And his ogre of a wife
Jerk.
standing on the porch.
Oh. Yeah.
Here's the line. Here's the best line, right, guys? Regina stirs and opened her eyes. Davis is wearing jeans, sneakers without socks, don't forget, and a KU t-shirt, clearly without a bra. That has to be in that. This is a Stephen King monumental moment.
Speaking of fetishes that Stephen King has, what does he have for divorced couples that still talk to each other?
I don't know.
Yeah, in so many of his stories, they're divorced or split up, and it's always amicable, and they're always still friends.
Right.
That doesn't happen except on TV.
No.
I mean, we're not Ross and Carol.
Ross and Carol. You're right.
From Friends.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
although-
seriously, you don't talk to your exes every day and be friendly and enough to like call them and be like, oh, I'm having. Oh, well, yes, please unload on me. No. Anyway. All right. Are you ready with a notepad? We're gonna do our ratings. What?
I have to get it one open.
Well, did you see the face? Snotty teenager alert. Snotty teenager
Yep,
alert.
we need to make a sign.
No, we just need to show Emily.
Oh, aw.
All right, AJ.
Out of 10, right?
Out of 10.
I'm going to give it 8.5.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay.
I liked all the twists and turns.
I'm gonna give it a 9 too.
This one's going to be probably the highest rated of the book so far, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it an 8.75.
Boy. Little tricky number in there.
What?
It make me have the lowest.
Did that on purpose, everybody. But this was Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream. This was our next installment in the You Like It Darker short story collection. Sometime in the future, only the Grosmother knows when, we will read and talk about Finn, which is the next story. And that one's only 22 pages, so hopefully it won't take as long to get done.
Yeah. I don't know, with my new job and all.
Right.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, it looks like most of the rest of them aren't that long.
Okay.
Looks like there's a 90-page one, but the rest of them are going to be pretty short. 20, 10, 14, 24, then 90, and then 30-something, and then 50. So that's not bad.
Okay.
Is there a
that's good.
19?
It didn't look like it. But anyway, that was Danny Coughlin's Bad Dream. Let us know what you thought. Hopefully we're not taking too long with this. For people with different lives and different things to do every day. So we'll see all of you down the road.
Reading more.
Reading more.